Welcome everyone. In this video, we are in the Master League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Garchomp. Garchomp, I always have fun, guys, running Garchomp in the Master League. One of the few non-legendaries with the stats to really compete and hold its own in the Master League. And on Garchomp, I tend to favor the Dragon Tail Sandtomb Earth Power moveset, although it is recommended that you run the Mud Shot, Outrage, Earth Power. I just like the fast move pressure of Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail is such a fantastic move since the update. And you pair that with a debuffing stab move in Sandtomb, which also gives you fantastic bait potential. And then you have the fantastic nuke move of the Community Day move of Earth Power. So this is my preferred move set, and Garchomp will be the lead on this team. And also on this team, we've got good old Zacian, guys. The best Pokemon in the Master League. Zacian's going to be our safe swap. Zacian is a fantastic safe swap for the Master League, as it has such broad coverage over the entire meta. Honestly, guys, you guys all know by now Zacian is just amazing and so OP for the Master League. In my opinion, the best Pokemon in the Master League right now. It is the Zacian era, the Zacian League, and that is for good reason, because it is very strong and has excellent coverage on the meta, and for that reason is why we are running it as our safe swap. So if we are met with a bad lead, like I would say Flyer or a Charmer, we're going to safe swap in the Zacian, try and grab a shield advantage, and while also doing some heavy damage between Play Rough and close combat. And also on this team, guys, we got Melmetal in the back to close the game out. Melmetal provides an excellent cover for Garchomp's weaknesses of Charm and Flyers, like Lugia. Melmetal just covers those weaknesses, while Garchomp covers the ground type weakness of Melmetal. So all the moving parts complement each other very well. Very strong team comp. It's based on the Asian Milkman line, which runs Lugia as a safe swap. And if you guys don't yet have a Zacian, you could definitely try Lugia if you have one, or you could give Mewtwo a try as a safe swap. But I had a ton of fun, guys. Without further ado, let's dive into this first battle. Always a fun time running Garchomp in the Master League Classic, and we are met with a Zacian. Terrible lead, got to get right out of there into our own Zacian, just because Zacian with that fairy typing is resisting our Dragon Tail fast move pressure. So we make a move into our own Zacian. Now, knowing that most Zacians in the lead are typically running Wild Charge, just have added coverage for Flyers like Ho-Oh, which a lot of people are running now to counter Zacian, oddly enough. And it is Wild Charge, we did call that correctly. Shield at the first one, knowing that they have to debuff themselves no matter what. So they go for another one. We can let that go, no problem, and go for this Play Rough here. But they beat us to the move. We didn't even get off our second one, but we're going to let our Zacian go down. Knowing that they're debuffed, they're going to have to swap out and give up switch advantage. So we go into Melmetal, and now they are locked into a terrible matchup. We went into our Melmetal, and they went into their Dialga. And as you all know, Melmetal has a pretty clean win up against Dialga. We're going to look to bait with a Rock Slide. The way I've been playing Dialga this season is I know that a lot of battlers will try and CMP tie you on the 9th Thundershock, trying to catch you after you've debuffed yourself. So I just go straight Rock Slide until they decide to give up a shield. If they just keep letting them go through, you can really just go straight Rock Slide. But they didn't give up a shield, and they're low enough, and we're just going to go for the superpower, get rid of them. Not likely that they shield. And they come back in with Zacian, so we're going to burn the clock. Our switch clock is not up yet. Go for the Rock Slide, and then snipe with our Garchomp before they could get anything off. See you later, Zacian. And they've got a Zekrom left in the back, so this is an okay matchup for us. They are just applying some very heavy fast move pressure with Dragon Breath. Under normal circumstances, not the best matchup for that reason. But we've got access to ground type moves, and Zekrom is part electric, so we're just going to spam off these super effective Sand Tombs, all the while debuffing that defense, and this Dragon Tail just really chunks, and we get rid of it with one Dragon Tail. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. And we are off to an awesome start with Garchomp in the Master League. If you like what you're seeing, guys, let YouTube know. Hit that like button. It's really the best thing you can do to help this channel out. Now let's see what we got up next here. Got our Garchomp. Zekrom. Okay. They do apply the fast move pressure with Dragon Breath, but we fight right back with our own Dragon Tail and ground type moves. But they make a move into Landorus Theron form, so we're actually going to stay right here. Garchomp does win this, and we can tank a superpower, no problem. They're forced to go superpower and debuff themselves. They were probably hoping that we'd swap out, but nope, we're staying right here because they have to debuff themselves. They can't throw Stone Edge. That is resisted with our ground typing, so we tanked the first one. Probably should just tank the second one, knowing that they were going back-to-back. Second one's going to do less damage, but that's okay. We just fast move them down and going to see what they have left in the back. If they come back in with Zekrom, we farmed up quite a bit, and we are not baiting, guys. They're probably expecting us to bait with that Sand Tomb. No, we are not, guys. We are going straight for that Earth Power, and we say bye-bye, Zekrom. And they've got an Escadrille in the back, so we make an aggressive play into our Zacian. Because we do have close combat, and one close combat nearly one-shots an Escadrille from full health. So we are just throwing Zacian in here, not going to shield anything to grab shields from them. We're not shielding anything from this Escadrille. We just threw Zacian in here to grab shields, knowing that we have Melmetal in the back. All we need is one superpower to get rid of this Escadrille after they double shield. And they will likely look to get rid of us as soon as possible with a drill run. We have been 4 times debuffed with those back-to-back close combats, so we let our own Zacian go down. And now we can safely come in with Melmetal and look to get rid of this little squishy mole with a superpower. They do CP tie us, but we do still have a shield. All we need to do is shield up this super effective drill run and look to get off our fully powered superpower. And this is going to be getting off on the Escadrille, and we say bye-bye to the squishy mole, and that is going to be yet another good game. Well played to this battler. Having a blast with Garchomp, guys. Such a fun pick. If you like what you're seeing, again, give the video a like. You would be providing a massive help to the channel. And we are met with a fantastic lead in Giratina Origin. That is a winning matchup for Garchomp. They make a play and do their Dialga, so here we go. It is Melmetal time, guys. Melmetal has a strong matchup against Dialga. We just have to really watch out for a very hard-hitting Draco Meteor. Although it is resisted, it just hits so hard, and it does have stab coming from Dialga. So we look to bait with a Rock Slide. No such luck. They're not giving up the shields. And this is very much so a Draco Meteor, and that would come close to taking us out. So we are going to shield that up. And we're going to look to bait again, and it's kind of a dumb move to do this bait here, guys. We should just look to get rid of it. But in the moment, we didn't want to debuff ourselves. It's just an Iron Head. We can let this go through. And they have debuffed their attack by 2 stages by going Draco Meteor. So because they're not shielding, we still don't want to debuff ourselves, knowing that they're going to come back in with the Giratina. So at this point, we just fully commit to straight Rock Slide, and we farm it down with Thunder Shocks. We come out with loaded energy, and going to look to chip this Giratina with a Rock Slide. And then we're going to make a play back into our Garchomp just to draw out something in the back, and it happens to be a Zacian. And right here, we made a mistake, guys. We built all the way up to the Earth Power. We shouldn't be baiting here, knowing that Zacian can take us out with a Play Rough. But we did draw a shield, so that is okay. And we tried to get off another one, but they decided to throw energy. This is a Play Rough. It does take us out from this health range. So now we've got a decision to make, because we know that they're likely running close combat as well. So we go back in the Melmetal, and we overfarm too much. We should have thrown this Rock Slide right away, knowing that they likely wouldn't want to take any damage. And they go for the close combat there. So now it's all up to our own Zacian. We are behind on energy, and when you're in a Zacian mirror, the one who is behind on energy does not have the strongest matchup. They hit us with a Play Rough. We know that we can tank one. And at this point, we're getting low, so we're going to look to get rid of this Giratina after they got a couple of Shadow Claws in. And we need 2 Play Roughs to get rid of this opposing Zacian, and we're creeping close into the close combat range. Although it is resisted, it hits hard enough that it will take us out, which is kind of crazy, because it is resisted. We got to shield up whatever this is and try our very best to get to another Play Rough, but they've got the back-to-back close combats. And we are low, just too low to survive a resisted close combat, and they take us out. My goodness, that was close. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. What a close one, guys. That is just such a small margin of error when you're playing in the Master League, I tell you guys. But we are met with a Ho-Oh. So, okay matchup for Garchomp. Not the best because they do single resist our charge attacks, but these Dragon Tails are chunking. And we just want to look to get off a debuff with Sand Tomb, debuff that defense a little. That will allow these Dragon Tails to chunk even more. But they decide to throw energy here, and we know that we can tank whatever they decide to throw. It is the Brave Bird, so they swap and make a play into the Snorlax, Shadow Snorlax. So we're going to come in with Melmetal. And we're going to play the game of chicken. Basically, whoever goes for the superpower first loses, as you do debuff your attack and defense by 1 stage. So we just playing it safe here, guys, going straight Rock Slide. It's doing a decent amount of neutral damage to the very bulky Snorlax, and Snorlax doesn't hit particularly hard. So we're going to look to go for another Rock Slide. It is starting to add up on the very tanky Snorlax. And we're now getting them very low, so they're not shielding either. So we're going to either force them to shield or get rid of them. And they do decide to give up a shield. They want to get off a superpower. Knowing that they shielded, we're going to shield, expecting the back-to-back superpowers, but they bait us with a Body Slam. Nice play. So they got a shield out of us. They're going to get another one. We want to try and flip switch, as our Zacian in the back, having Play Rough in close combat is not a good matchup up against that Ho-Oh. They do get to another move here. It's just a Body Slam, and it has been debuffed. Not gonna take us out. We can just commit to the farm down. We've got loaded energy, but we've got low health. Expecting that Ho-Oh to come in, we blind throw the Rock Slide, but they come in with a Zekrom to soak this damage. And now they look to snipe us with their Ho-Oh, but we're not letting them do that. We had some loaded energy on Garchomp. Because they locked themselves, we're going to debuff them with the Sand Tomb and look to chunk with Dragon Tail as much as they can before they can take us out with these resisted Incinerates. They are out of move, so we're going to come in with Melmetal. They know that we're out of move. They win CMP tie. They're going to take us out. That is amazing. And that they went for the big move, the high energy cost Earthquake, not wanting to debuff themselves. So now we come in with Zacian. We know that we can tank whatever this is. If it's the Brave Bird, we can go for the full Snarl down and have a loaded Play Rough for the Zekrom that's going to be coming back in, guys. Play Rough. One shot to Zekrom. We knew that, so we wanted to commit to the Snarl down. This Play Rough is going to be taking out the Zekrom, and we say bye-bye Zekrom. And that is going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. What an exciting game, guys. This is why I have so much fun in the Master League, guys. My goodness, what a fun one. Let's see what we got up next here. Giratina. Okay, again, favorable lead for Garchomp with our heavy fast move pressure with Dragon Tail. It's a good matchup. And whenever they safe swap out of the lead, guys, I like to punish them with a debuff before we get out. That way we will do more damage and have to spend less time in here with this monster Zacian. But we've got a Zacian of our own. They're running Play Rough. That's okay. We can tank one. Zacian can tank one of whatever an opposing Zacian has. Going to look to go for a Play Rough of our own. It's going to be doing a lot if they let it go through because we did debuff them with our Garchomp, and that does quite a bit. Nearly takes it out. So now we're going to commit to the farm down and have loaded energy for whatever they decide to bring back in. Going to shield once and then farm all the way down. And look to farm them down with resisted Snarls. Knowing that we have Play Rough, it's not likely that they come back in with Giratina, so they're forced to reveal their last Pokemon, and it is a Ho-Oh. So we go straight Play Rough here. Honestly, guys, they're both resisted, so we should just debuff ourselves, giving them less farm, and we can get to close combat at a much faster rate. They're both resisted, so we should just debuff ourselves as much as possible to give them the least amount of farm possible. So that's the slight misplay we made here, but these resisted play roughs are really starting to add up on the Ho-Oh. So we are actually just going to throw in our Melmetal, knowing that it has no play up against that Giratina, just to soak all this damage that they farmed off of our Zacian. They go Brave Bird, no big deal. They're just debuffing themselves. And right here, they were probably trying to draw a shield. Now they go for the Earthquake, not going to shield it. This is farm down range for our Garchomp, so we're going to make an aggressive play in the Garchomp. 2 Dragon Tails take it out. And now we're just left with the Giratina, guys. Going to look to get off a Sand Tomb to do some chip damage, but more so to debuff that defense, while these super effective Dragon Tails really start to chunk now. And we're going to call this, actually. Their win condition is for us to call an Ominous Wind, and they knew that, guys. They were not getting to another 2 moves. They concede the match. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. And that is the team, guys. Such a fun team for the Master League. Like I said, I always have fun whenever I get to run Garchomp in the Master League. It is one of the few non-legendary Pokemon that have the stats to really compete in the Master League. And I actually prefer the Dragon Tail Sand Tomb Earth Power moveset. You could go with the conventional moveset of Mudshot Outrage Earth Power. I just think you have less flexibility having 2 nuke moves, and you have very little fast move pressure with Mudshot, as it does very little damage. It is mostly an energy gain type of move, which is why I prefer the Dragon Tail variant. You get stab on those hard-hitting Dragon Tails, and you have a nice opportunity to bait shields with Sand Tomb, all while debuffing that defense. And then you can really threaten with a hard-hitting Earth Power with Stab, of course, from the Community Day. That is why I prefer this moveset on Garchomp. And again, you've got Melmetal in the back to cover Garchomp's weaknesses of Charmers. And although Garchomp is not particularly weak to flying-type damage, it does have trouble up against flyers, especially Lugia. Lugia is probably the worst flyer for Garchomp, as it does typically run Dragon Tail, which can hit us for super effective, and we can't do we have no play in terms of charge move pressure on Lugia. So that's why we pair it with Melmetal. Melmetal is a fantastic answer for flyers. It is one of the best anti-flyers in the Master League. And of course, with our steel typing, we resist any type of charm damage. We just shut all that down. The most common charmer will be Togekiss, which is even better because it does have a flying typing along with its fairy typing, which allow us to hit for super effective with our Thunder Shocks and Rock Slides. And Melmetal is just a fantastic Pokemon to have on your team, especially when you decide to run Garchomp, because it does cover those weaknesses very well. And of course, the Pokemon that needs no introduction, Zacian, is just fantastic. Functions as a fantastic safe swap, just because it has broad coverage on everything in the meta. So if you're forced to swap out, you could make the argument that you could run Wild Charge. It's just tough if they swap into you with a Giratina, because then you have no play against the Giratina. So that's why we run Play Rough when we run it in the safe swap, just in case they think that they're safe swapping in a Giratina on you. You can really hit it for some super effective damage with Play Rough. And it does have stab, and it does a lot of neutral damage to most things. So, guys, I had a blast. As always, I hope you enjoyed. I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.